Hey guys, welcome to here of course. Today we're covering the Kansas, the mean, big, chunky slow machine. Alright, let's take a look at mods here. A gun mod. This is the first time I've ever actually recommended a mod over anything else here. Secondary is not much to look at. You really don't want to buff your reload time a bit more. You don't want to nerf that reload even more. A gun mod, it's actually improving a really good part of the ship. As you can see, it is actually pretty darn impressive. 121 long range, 6 kilometer AA, with 4.2 being really high, and even the short range is very high. So, yeah. And if you take a look, if we take a different commander, let's put Wellesley on. We'll do this a couple of times. Yeah, no reload buffs. 38-second reload. That is with the main battery mod, without even main battery mod. So yeah, you don't want to buff that anymore. You don't want to get like a 40-second reload. Options, propulsion. I like propulsion. Yes, you could run damage control as well, another good option. But propulsion is really actually helps you get moving. I'm not saying you're moving quickly, but it does actually help you get moving. It's the startup that really loves the prop mod. Really good mod. Target acquisition, good standard, and I went for artillery room, like a lot of people have. Main battery mod is not. You can do it, but I prefer quality over quantity when it comes to battleships. Really, you want to get that nice salvo or that, a salvo that could be nice, but it kind of misses. You can get like a 33-second reload if you're using main battery mod, and then you're stacking it for rebel. You probably get a reasonable battleship reload at the end of it. But artillery room is such a nice modification to have for the Americans. A gun mod, don't do it. I'm sorry. As much as I love to spec into A occasionally, I've only spec'd into A for 2 ships. I wouldn't run a gun mod. You're just losing it so much on the ship's potential. So either main battery or artillery room, whatever tickles your fancy. Again, if you take it off, that's not right. It's Alabama. What are we doing? Oh, that's Alabama. There we go. You take this off, 38-second reload. You can get it down to like 33 if you're running main battery, and then you can bust that up with more stuff. As you can see, I've not even fully researched the ship. I have been playing through it. So we have main battery mod. We've got the aiming systems. We've got the hull mod first. I'd recommend that in that order, by the way. Engine is my last upgrade. I haven't got it yet. So I've encountered the slowest of slow Kansas. For the build, Flambeau Cannoneer, very good option. You want to go for a typical sniper build here. You need the extra range. Yes, you get set in fire more, but it's well worth it if you can be careful about it. Dry railing drill bits for the additional AP damage and traverse. Your speed is poopy anyway, doesn't really make a difference. Marksmanship for the additional dispersion and more range with will to rebuild. Now, Jujard, you can use Jujard. I'm using Jujard because I'm using different battleships and testing builds out. Probably really well is what I'd highly recommend. And instead of Jujard, I'd probably go with Asherleen Scharnhorst if you have her. And if not, Cunningham is a very good choice as well for the additional accuracy. You could also go with Asherleen Nelson if you have her for reducing incoming damage, and then you can go for other skills that reduce the damage you take from fire or stuff like this, because 90% of the time you're going to be burnt to death pretty comfortably by a lot. So Asherleen Hipper or Renard Shear would be good options. But Jujard is still not a bad option, just gives you a little bit more pen, even though you don't really need it for the Kansas. But it's just what I've got on the build at the minute, and that's what I'm currently running with it. So yeah, this part here discussing armor veer, if you want to skip to the battle, there's a timestamp in the description as well. So this thing's coated in 32, so easy for HE farm. Unlike the Jean Bar, which is also coated in 32, the front turrets don't take up basically the whole front part of the ship, so you don't have to hit the back of the ship. You could just hit pretty much anywhere and you'll get massive pens. So yeah, pretty disgusting. If we take a look at the torpedo belt real quick though, it actually has an armor belt hidden behind the 32mm plating, which is very thick. It's actually making it really hard to citadel. This is your armor belt additionally with your casemate coming in. If you take off the bow plating here, you've got 32 for the most part, and you've got a lot of compartments at the lower part, basically waterline, making it it gets very tougher, and much actually have some red armor here, making it pretty darn tanky. Superstructure, not much to look at. This is the casemate as well. This is not citadel, meaning you're probably most likely to get a lot of pens here, but not actual citadels unless they're caught fully broadside on. Even then, it's going to be challenging. Pretty well armored casemate. This you got to get through for the German EP bombers, and you've also got to get through the armored deck as well. As you can see, this is layered 32 to 89. And you take a look, just take this casemate off here real quick. You can see what that is there. very tanky, and there's the layered deck there. You can see 32 to 89 as well. So you can see it's a layered, American layered deck, so it's very hard to Citadel. Citadel itself is underwater, and considering you add everything in here, it's actually very, very hard to Citadel. You're going to eat massive pens though. You're not going to get overpenned really much, but you are going to probably not take many Citadels. It's going to be very hard to Citadel this boat. There's actually quite a lot of plating for this boat. 10s of the guns, they're actually pretty darn tanky as well. 457 is the same Yamato front plating, so expect your guns, at least when you're facing the target, not to be easily shattered or broken. So yeah, that's our beer, folks. We'll head into battle. Alright folks, so this is the battle. We actually get it put in with a legendary game here. I think it's a bit reduced matches here. I'm not sure. Anyway, Kansas, playstyle. A lot like the Colorado, you want to follow your team and support your team by a position of like you're the main pocket of the team. So if your team is black holing, you want to be in the middle of that black hole. You want to be, yeah, we got Yamatos on the see. You want to be with your team because slow ships like this don't do well on their own exclusively. You really want to be in a position where your team have your flanks, and basically you are the one supporting, tanking, or providing cover fire for your team. It's a very team focused boat. You can't really go off on one flank and hold your own. You know, you're really dependent on how your team moves. You have to move with your team, because if you don't, you get left behind and you can't catch up because you're a very, very, very slow ship. Alright, so can we spot a plane here, and we're going to fire at the Siegfried. Now this is long reload. You have to be very selective of what you want to shoot, and sometimes you need to be like aware that you only have this shot, and you need to make sure every shot counts. So you be very cautious, even holding your fire a little bit longer than you would with other battleships. Pot shotting, stuff like this, you need to be careful about it and actually pick your moments very carefully regarding what you want to shoot at, what's going to have the biggest effect. So if it's worth holding your fire for a little bit more to get a better shot, then it's definitely worth doing, because you only have you've got a pretty lengthy reload of my build, so you need to make sure each of your shots count. This being said though, the Kansas does hit like a truck. Unfortunately, I don't really get to showcase it with this almost broadside Yamato. He is partially angled, and that is enough at this range to basically minimize the damage he takes. Only 2 pens and 2 bounces, you see, and even a shatter, but he was partially angled. We do see our broadside Georgia. We see the Siegfried, but there's the island in the way. Yamato is kind of broadside, but he's also partially angled. If you look at the mini-map, it's not easy to see. I have tried to shot the Yamato, and we see the Yamato's the biggest threat, of course, so we need to think about what we want to shoot at first here. We're going to shoot the Georgia though, because he's got these nasty cruiser killing guns. It was 30-minute overmatch, and we're going to see what we can do about deleting him, because Georgia is pretty fragile on the broadside. We get a lot of pens there, 6 pens and 2 over pens, so yeah. Something to note as well, we've actually found a really good position. We've got teammates to our left, teammates to our right. We're in close proximity, relatively. We've also got a big island in the way that's preventing us from being spotted. We are spotted by a plane right now, but that's not the point. And what really take advantage of what the Kansas can do, and what a lot of American battleships can do, is have a very floaty, high shell arc, which means you can hit over islands pretty comfortably. Yeah, you look at the shell arc there, I could really shoot much higher than that mountain, so we get some really nasty salvos. No citadels in that Georgia, very unlucky, but the penetrations are fine. We've already whopped ourselves up to 60k damage, so we're getting some value here. What we're doing right now, we're pushing forward a little bit. I know we're in reverse in a minute, but we just pushed forward just a little bit to try and get some more cover behind the island. That being said, Yamato can still bully us pretty comfortably, but we're going to do our best to angle anyway, because there's no harm in it. It's actually worse than it's worse giving broadside to a Yamato than it's angling anyway, even though there's a high chance you'll still pin. So we're going to take another shot at the Yamato. Again, he's relatively broadside, but I think he does angle here, and basically he actually turned away and dodged the whole salvo. These Kansas shells are American, and they're kind of slow, so you need to be very careful about your shot. That's what I mean by I said waiting for the right opportunity is really clutch. So if we waited a bit longer there, we maybe could have got a better salvo off that Yamato. But you know, tomato tomato, we all make mistakes. So Yamato does have a contact issue with Georgia. Maybe he straightens up. There's a high chance they might do that, so we're going to try and get another good salvo on him. Not bad. 3 pens and 2 over pens. Not a great. No, it's not bad. I'm happy with that. I wish I could have done more to the Yamato, maybe a Citadel, but whatever. This will do. So whatever we're doing right now is we're reversing. Well, yeah, what we're doing right now is reversing and using the cover of the mountains to obscure us from that Yamato. Now, as I said, we can shoot over the mountains pretty comfortably, and this position is really good. And again, look at the minimap, you see the teammates we have are nearby. If we want to, we can go towards the A cap, and if we want to, we can reverse or run away towards the battleships on the south who are quite far back over there. So yeah, again, you want to be with your team. You don't want to be on your own. You know, if the DD tries to rush me, there's a battleship to my left. There's I think there's cruisers. I can't really see the minimap when you're recording this stuff too well in terms of the detail, but I think there's also another ship at Alpha that it might be a cruiser. I think that's the only surviving cruiser left. But you see the tools are there to disengage, pull back into your team and make life hell for whatever you're doing. Additionally as well, you can get a good shot in on targets that are giving these broadsides like this. Can we get something good? Oh, come on, we are robbed. 5 over pens. I think we aimed a little bit too high there, I guess. But again, we don't want to be bouncing shells off the Yamato. We just want to get those guaranteed hits sometimes. But yeah, we can pull ourselves through the team. And if need be, you can tank for the team. I'd much rather get shot at than a cruiser. Now, Yamato shells do hurt like a truck. But fortunately, as I said, discussed in the armor scheme, quite hard to Citadel the Kansas, even with a Yamato, because not all of this plating internally is 32. I've only got 1 gun turret firing at the minute, but we do need to push in a little bit and contest this cap. We're down on points and we are down on caps. We're going to get in here, we're going to provide some contest, so whoever is capping that with us, I think it's not a battleship, can have a bit of a breather and do other stuff. He gets a little bit more support joining in with our team. Additionally, we're going to keep moving this way so we don't get caught in a horrible crossfire between 2 Yamatos and an Iowa. So yeah, let's get ourselves some island cover. All but taking that cover. Yeah, in Battleship, every class in the game uses cover. It doesn't work against CVs, but it works against everyone else. So yeah, bit of an angled shot against the Yamato, but we're trying for that cheek, I guess. You know, 2 pens again, not bad. We're chipping away at this Yamato pretty significantly. I believe our Yamato blapped the absolute bejeebus out of him, and then Suzuya finished him off, but our Yamato did pay the troll toll for that shot, I believe. Kagro just briefly spotted, and this enemy friendly Yamato we are supporting his best. We know there's torpedoes coming, you know, so what we're doing here, so trying to minimize our target profile, and unfortunately Yamato does go down, and we can't turn in time. We're definitely going to take 1 torpedo, but the dead Yamato from the grave does eat a couple torps that we would have taken. So yeah, this position here, really good. We're actually capping the area here. We got to be careful not to get ourselves too close to the island, and we don't want to break up from this island, because if we break up we get crossfires from Yamato and Iowa, and Iowa's no joke. Iowa's incredibly strong, and when he's angled, you are going to have a tough time killing him, even with the AP. He is partially angled. I want those Citadel shots though, so we pick the right time for. Again, we're a little bit too close to this island here, but we're going to see what we can do. We're going to wait for a shot. We're going to hold on for the right moment here. Siegfried though, 25mm bow. Let's try and take a shot at him. Can we get a shot over here? Island does say it'll clear. And okay. Sometimes with the island indicator you gotta wait a couple seconds before it actually registers as the correct value. So you can aim at something and it'll still show the island indicator, even though you can shoot over it. You gotta wait like a couple seconds. But sometimes you just gotta make that shot in the moment and hope it works. It was close, but yeah, oh well. I was popping in here. Yamato's, he's still angled really, but we can probably go for the cheek if he was doing that. He's very close. I was pretty close. We need to make sure we have an angle for Iowa as well. We are angled against them as well. So we do have a spotter plane up. Let's pop that spotter plane. Yeah, it's giving relative broadside. This should be a really good shot. I think we overshoot this a little bit. Yeah, we do. Oh, that's unfortunate. Could have been such a nice shot. Ah, what a potato. Yeah. So folks, yeah, pick your shots. I was just more in the middle. It was underneath the guns. I thought that would have been a nice shot, but I think we're just robbed a little bit with RNG, and I would say a little bit bad aiming on my part. Midship is really where you want to shoot that Iowa. Yamato's pushing us though. That's pretty dangerous. Yeah, we have a lot of health at the minute, but realistically, Yamato just rips us apart with all the pens he does. Alright, he did fire a little bit prematurely there. That's good. We kind of want to finish off Iowa, but we don't want to waste all our guns on him. So let's just try and like fire 2. Let's just try to fire 1 actually. As I said, the Kansas is pretty darn accurate. Did we get a hit? We did not. No, we need to fire. We need to fire a back gun as well. Oh, but there's a Yamato. Oh god. Okay. Do we go for that cheek? Yeah, we got to send off the cheek. And 2 pens. We got to keep running though. Ooh, yeah. That Yamato will hurt, and we do proper heal here again because we have this very interesting armor scheme. We're not actually going to get citadeled very reliably. It's actually more pen damage, and we can heal some pen damage indeed. So at this point, we're actually running away from the Yamato. I know we're in reverse here at the minute, but we are still running away. We've got to be very careful about this shot, and I do actually potato the shot, but I'm really panicking here. This is more of heat in the moment here. So I do take a look at the guns, and I thought I had some clearance. There was 3 shells there, and they could have been citadels, but they were in fact overpens, so we were a little bit short. We got to use our back guns right now, and this is our only chance to kill him. So we got to try aim right for that citadel. There we go. Thank God. So yeah, he was giving the angle, but we just need to be very careful. Strike first, and yeah, like the lesson of Cobra Kai: strike first, strike hard. Yeah. So yeah, we managed to finish off that Yamato here. Siegfried, that's the Kagero actually, does finish off the Iowa, who was very low. We didn't actually manage to get the killing shot on that guy, but then again, we're kind of grateful we got the shots on the Yamato. So yeah, we got 2 shots on Siegfried, 2 shots again. The rotation of the double salvo, like front 2 guns, back 2 guns, is not a bad idea for Kansas as well. It can be quite impactful, but the full salvo is really nice to experience, and it's really good when you catch someone off guard. You can absolutely obliterate them. I think I 2 or 3 shot a Bismarck just with the main guns. You don't even need citadels, just the sheer firepower in this is insane. As you can see, we're chipping away at the Siegfried pretty comfortably, and because we have this sort of ripple fire thing, as far as Kansas goes for ripple fire, he doesn't really know when not to angle and when to angle, because see, he's doing his best angle now, but we're just punching right through his nose. So the Kansas is very accurate, and yeah, we're putting some damage in here. Just angle a little bit. He has got 1500 guns. We gotta respect that, and we're just gonna punch right through his nose, hopefully. Okay, there we go. We didn't punch through his nose, but that was good enough. It's me and a DD versus another DD. We still got some health pool, and Kansas got pretty meaty TP protection. Oh, that's what saves us there, because that torpedo protection is what saved us there. Pretty nasty. We did our best to maneuver, but this thing, again, we just couldn't get the turning going. It's not a very maneuverable ship. It does turn relatively well, but it's still a very unmaneuverable ship in general, just because it's the size. Just yeah, it's not very easy ship to play. So what we're doing right now, we're telling the Kagero to run away. Because the time left, they're not going to catch up in points. So if he just runs away, we can win this. I don't know what the Kagero is going to do. We're just telling this other Kagero to run away, because at this point I'm located. He's going after me. There's no doubt about it. I'm not spotted yet, so he's probably behind the islands. But yeah, we need to basically tell the Kagero to run away. Do not fight, basically. Enemy Kagero though does make a massive mistake and actually gets himself spotted. There's no reason for him to get him spotted, but that's unlucky for him and really good for us, because regardless of whether he gets his salvo off, if we kill him, that's game. So yeah, that's crazy. That's the Kansas for you folks. Do let me know your thoughts on what you think the Kansas and how you think I've been playing this. 222k, 3 kills, high caliber dreadnought, over 3000 base XP. I thought it was a really fun game and a very good way of testing out how the Kansas plays. Let me know you guys' thoughts on the artillery mod placed main battery, because that's a very interesting debate. You probably could get a 30-second Kansas, so but you do lose out in raw accuracy. Do let me know your thoughts below, guys. Have a lovely day. Thank you very much for watching, and yeah, catch you next time. Bye for now.